This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, everybody. This is Dr. Doug Smith. It is Monday at 2:30. So it is time for our Monday through Thursday 2:30 podcast. This is the podcast where you will hear the truth and the science about what actually happened in this opioid crisis. That's what we do here. We go over the science. We go over the truth. Okay. We try to break it down and help people understand it. We're trying to help people come to their own conclusion. We're not trying to brainwash anybody, that's for sure. A lot of our people have already been brainwashed. We're trying to help them understand that they have been brainwashed and to reverse the brainwashing process. We're not a cult. Okay, I am not a cult leader. Okay, this is just a common sense place. Okay, and every day I try to put an image. Alex and I work hard on this, and every day Alex and I try to put an image up on the screen for people to see, something to learn. Let's just learn a little bit every day. Okay, and what we're looking at here, this is a page 10 to be exact, out of a book called DSM-2, Diagnostics, Statistics, and Manual 2. It's lovingly, and I mean that tongue in cheek, I mean that sarcastically, it's lovingly referred to as the Bible of Psychiatry, DSM. Okay, this is the second edition. They're currently on the fifth edition. DSM-5 is the current DSM, Diagnostics and Statistics Manual. And as you can see, this thing here is pretty old. I think this one was published, I think in 78. Don't quote me on that. And then actually I found this for sale on eBay. I'd already sold, but the images were still there. And I wanted to bring your attention to page 10. Now look at this. Okay, this is how the psychiatrists work. Okay, and look at 302. Okay, they're at the top. Okay, page 10, mental disorders. 302. Okay, sexual deviations. And then 302.0, homosexuality. Yeah, the psychiatrist listed homosexuality as a mental health disorder for decades. Okay, and they treated people for homosexuality. Okay, they labeled them as mentally ill, and that's the point. They labeled them as mentally ill, and then they made money off of treating them. And my point is, that's kind of exactly what they're doing here with the opioid crisis. Excuse me one second. Hey, Ruby, I'm on the podcast. Now be quiet. I don't know how Ruby got in the room. This is how the psychiatrists work. Okay, and if they're able to get you into the DSM, okay, if they can get you labeled as mentally ill, they're going to make money off of you. Okay, now the heck with the ethics, the heck with the morality, the heck with whether it's right or wrong. Okay, they're going to make money off you. And this is their playbook. This is what they've done in the past. This is who and what they are. Okay, so for the psychiatrist to label the genetically damaged people as opioid addicts, as mentally ill. Okay, this isn't out of the blue. And that's my point. This isn't out of the blue. This didn't happen in a vacuum. This is who and what the psychiatrists are, and this is what they've done in the past. Now, they made a bunch of money treating people for homosexuality. Okay, and we'll talk about that. Okay, they made a bunch of money off of treating people for homosexuality. Now, did the people need to be treated? No. Is homosexuality a mental illness? No. Okay, that doesn't matter. There's money to be made. Okay, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not. There's money to be made. If they can get you into their book, into DSM, okay, and then the hard part's getting out of it. And that's where we are with our people. They've been put into DSM, DSM-5. The homosexuals were put into DSM-1 and 2 and 3. Wasn't until 1987 that homosexuality was completely removed from the DSM. Okay, and even later, before homosexuality was removed from the World Health Organization as a mental illness. But this is what they do. Is this labeling? Yes. It's exactly what this is. Is this dehumanization? Yes, that's exactly what this is. And once you get people labeled, once you get them dehumanized, then you feel like you can do anything to them you want. Now, what happened to the homosexuals was horrible. The treatments were horrible. We'll go over this in more detail tomorrow. The frontal lobotomies, the aversion therapy, the waterboarding, it was horrible what they did. Okay, to quote, cure, end of quote. Didn't cure anybody. Okay, basically just tortured them until they said, oh, okay, I don't think about men anymore. I think about now is women. Yeah. All right. Which is what people, that's what happened to people when they were subjected to waterboarding. Suddenly they were cured. It's not a whole lot different than why they burn the witches. They burn the witches for their own good. Drive out the evil spirit, get them to confess. Okay, there's a long history of this stuff. Okay, and a long history of dehumanization. And our people who have been genetically damaged by the opioids, they've been dehumanized. They're not people anymore. They're drug addicts, opioid addicts, craving opioids. Okay, they're not humans anymore. They've been dehumanized. Okay, and once you dehumanize somebody, as the Nazis showed us, you can do about anything you want to with them. Okay, stack them into cattle cars, drive them into concentration camps, gas them all. Okay, that's what happens when a group gets dehumanized. Okay, how do you get dehumanized? Well, one great way to do it is find yourself in this book right here in front of you. Okay, if you find yourself in this book, okay, good chance you're going to be dehumanized. Okay, it's exactly what happened to the homosexual community. And it's exactly what's happening to our people. It's a psychiatrist doing the same thing again. Okay, so I wanted to show this today, and this is what we try to do in this podcast. We try to educate our people a little bit every day. Okay, a little bit every day, which is, it gives you an idea of how much there is to learn. There's a lot to learn. Okay, there's a whole lot of stuff to go over here. That's why we did the book. And Alex, good chance I'm getting chapter 7 of the book over to you today. I know you've been hearing that for a while. There's a good chance I'm getting chapter 7 over to you. So we're going to hold here for today. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Thank you for coming back and listening to us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us. Don't forget to post this podcast on your social media, everybody else's social media. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.